Buongiorno a tutti e benvenuti a Coffee Break Italian. Io sono Mark. Welcome to another live lesson here on Coffee Break Italian. We are broadcasting on YouTube, we're broadcasting on Facebook, and of course, if you're watching the replay, you're very welcome. If you're watching our live broadcast, of course, we're delighted to have you here today. Let us know where you're watching from in the comments, and we'll be delighted to say hello, buongiorno to you. And today we're going to be doing some practice of grammar. And the thing about today's lesson is we're going to be using our study investigation, study investigation practice method. So it's a SIP method. We like to learn SIP by SIP here at Coffee Break. And this is where we're going to be studying a particular point, then investigating it further with more examples, and then practicing it with some translation challenges for you, or a little exercise to see how well you've understood what the content of the lesson is. Now, this is part of our Spring Forward event. Over the past 4 days, we've been doing 4 live workshops, so 4 live workshops in Italian, also in Spanish, German and French. So it's been a very busy week, but we've really enjoyed doing these live workshops, and we hope that you have enjoyed taking part. I know that some of you have watched every single one, so thank you, grazie mille. The idea is we're giving you the chance to practice your language skills in a varied way, using all of our different activities, and experience what we call the club, the Coffee Break Club. Now, the club is a new, well, it's relatively new. We launched it in December. It's a new way of practicing your language skills because we wanted to come up with something that would give you the chance to build your language skills on a regular basis. Over the past few days, we've been discovering the world with Lo Spazio per i Cittadini. We have guessed the mystery location with Francesca, Dove mi trovo oggi. And, of course, we've been doing some translation. Yesterday we did some translations, again with Francesca. Today is grammar. And as I said, this is part of our Coffee Break Club. And the club idea, as I said, we are trying to create something that will help you take your learning forward in gradual, regular sessions. And when we were thinking about putting together the club, we thought, well, we could put the videos on YouTube. But YouTube is sometimes a bit of a distraction because there's so many other things that take you away from your Italian learning. So we wanted to create something that was more akin to the Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video experience, where you're going to one destination. That's where all of the content is that you want to watch, and you can easily access it. You can download it to your device for watching on a plane or when you've not got access to the internet. And in a sense, we wanted to base it around the idea of our fitness apps. So, for example, Apple Fitness Plus or Peloton, where you've got video lessons, a video session in, I don't know, kickboxing, or a 20-minute cycle, or a half-hour run. And the idea being that if you turn up and do this on a regular basis, you're going to get fitter. And of course, with learning a language, it's very similar, because if you turn up on a regular daily basis, then you're going to get better at your language, build your confidence, and build your ability to use the language in a variety of ways. So that's how we came up with the Coffee Break Club. It's an on-demand library of video lessons with hundreds of videos helping you take your Italian skills forward. And of course, every video is presented by an expert teacher, and the videos are varied, so different types of lessons, just as we've done over the course of the past 4 days. And it is available as part of a web platform, so we can access it on coffeebreaktv.com, or indeed on the Coffee Break TV app, which you can find on iOS and on Android. So you're able to download this and access it on the go, and even download the lessons to your phone. I'll tell you more about the Coffee Break Club app and web platform a little later. But for now, let's focus on today's lesson. Before we do so, however, I'd like to say hello to some people because lots of you are joining you. Lucy is joining us again. Lucy, you've been very busy this week. Buongiorno ancora a tutti da Dublino. Pippa is in East Sussex but will be in Rome next week. Oh, I have a fabulous time in Rome, Pippa. I hope the sun shines. Jill is in Hertfordshire. Harwood saying ciao Mark, ciao Harwood. Deborah is in Leicestershire. Rachel is in Vigo di Cadore. Claire and Patrick are in Stafford. Lena, is in Marysville, Australia. Fantastic to have you here today. or this evening for you. And Philippe is saying, ciao, ciao, Philippe. Okay, we're going to get on with our lesson. We're going to be joined by Maurizio because today we're focusing on a grammar topic. The grammar topic is using the adjective bello. Now, as you know, bello means beautiful, handsome, and we can use it in a variety of ways. But the thing about bello is that it changes quite significantly depending on what it's describing, because of course there are different versions of that adjective. However, Maurizio is going to give you a few tips in this episode, and you are going to hopefully benefit from these to remember how you use this adjective. Now, it's in the SIP format, and that means study, investigation, practice. So we're going to study the topic, we're going to investigate it further with more examples, and then practice it with some exercises. And as I said, we like to learn Italian sip by sip here, and I'm sure Maurizio will explain more about that. If you've got any questions about bello, or indeed anything else, or indeed about the club, then please do post your questions in the comments. I'll be very happy to answer them after Maurizio's lesson. But bando alle ciance, as Francesca would say, diamo inizio alle danze. Over to Maurizio. Ciao, Maurizio.
Ciao and welcome to another Coffee Break Italian Club video. Io sono Maurizio and today we talk about grammar. The topic of today's video is the adjective bello. We're going to delve into this adjective following our SIP method: study, investigation, and practice. There are already other SIP videos on the basics of adjectives and on different forms of adjectives in Italian. You can find this in the description to this video or by searching for adjectives in the club. Well, if you're ready to know more about the adjective bello, let's grab a pen and paper or open your notes app on your device and let's get started. Cominciamo! As always, let's start with our study section. The adjective bello means beautiful, and quite unusually, is normally placed before the noun it describes. For this reason, it behaves as a sort of article, and that's why it has 7 different forms. But don't worry, we're going to explain which form to choose for each noun. We're going to follow basically the same pattern we use when we choose the definite article for a noun. The definite article is the word for the in Italian. I think it's good to start by reviewing definite articles first, and then I'll show you that the same pattern applies to the forms of bello. So the singular definite articles in Italian are il for masculine singular nouns, lo for masculine singular nouns starting with S consonant, I plus vowel, Z, X, Y, GN, PN, and PS. And also we have la for feminine singular nouns, and lastly, L apostrophe for singular nouns starting with a vowel. So the same pattern that I've just described for choosing the definite article for nouns is going to be applied to the singular forms of bello. So if we use il for a noun, we're going to use bel. If we use lo, we're going to use bello. If we use la, we're going to use bella. And for nouns that are introduced by L apostrophe, we're going to use belle with 2 L's and an apostrophe. Okay? So to choose the right form of bello, you need to think about the definite article you would use normally for that noun. Let's now look at plural definite articles. We're going to use the same explanations as for the singular, okay? So the definite articles in Italian, in the plural, are I for masculine plural nouns, gli for masculine plural nouns, starting with a combination of letters, for example, vowels, S plus consonant, I plus vowel, Z, X, Y, GN, PN, and PS. Basically the same combinations of letter as lo. And for feminine plural nouns, we use le. Now let's see the forms of bello we would use for plural nouns in Italian. So if a noun is introduced by E, it will be bei. If a noun is introduced by gli, the bello form is going to be belli. And for nouns introduced by le, it's going to be belle. Let's now look at some examples of the different forms of bello in our investigation section. We're going to work together and see which form of bello we should use for each noun. We're going to start with un naso, a nose. So how would we say a beautiful nose? Well, that would be un bel naso. Why? Because the definite article we would use for naso is il naso. Therefore, we're going to use bel naso. Un bel naso means a beautiful nose. Does that make sense? And let's try with another noun. Let's try un albero. Okay, a tree. So if you want to say a beautiful tree, we would say un bel, with an apostrophe, albero. Un bell'albero. That's because albero it's a noun starting with a vowel, and we have to use bel. Now, what about uno studente or una studentessa? What if I want to say a beautiful student, male student or female student? Let's start with uno studente, a student, a male student. If I want to say a beautiful male student, I would say un bello studente. So we're using bello because studente, it's a noun starting with S plus consonant, which is one of those combinations of letter we use for bello. Note that when we go from uno studente, a student, to un bello studente, a beautiful student, there's a change in the indefinite article uno, which becomes un. And that's because the word that comes after starts with a different combination of letters. So we use uno for S plus consonant, but we use un for all other types of singular masculine nouns or adjectives in this case. What about una studentessa, a student, a female student? If we want to say a beautiful female student, we would use una bella studentessa. We use bella because studentessa, it's a feminine singular noun. Now, what if we want to pluralize this? What if we want to talk about beautiful students, some beautiful students? Let's start with degli studenti. This means some students. If we want to say some beautiful students, male students or a mixed group of students, we would say dei belli studenti. We're using de belli because studenti is a plural masculine noun starting with S plus consonant, one of the combinations of letter that we use for belli. And just like uno studente becomes un bello studente, degli studenti becomes dei belli studenti. The indefinite article also undergoes a change. What about the delle studentesse? And we want to say some beautiful female students. We would say delle belle studentesse, using belle because studentesse is a feminine plural noun. So when you want to choose the right form of bello, we suggest you think about the definite article you would use for those nouns, or you can memorize the rules we've mentioned before. It's now your turn to choose the right form of bello in our practice section. You have to choose the correct form of bello for each pair of nouns. We have 10 seconds for each pair. So you just need to add the right form of bello, nothing else. Okay? So the first pair is occhi and gioielli, eyes and jewels. 10 seconds to choose the right form of bello. Starting now. Okay, so for occhi, we're going to choose belli occhi, because the definite article we would use for occhi is li. So belli occhi. And for gioielli is bei gioielli. For the same reason, we are using I gioielli, hence bei gioielli. Okay, let's see another pair of nouns. We have yacht. We're talking about a singular yacht, one yacht. And we have amico. 10 seconds to choose the right form of bello. Now. Okay, so yacht is one of those nouns that starts with a combination of letters that are very particular, and therefore we're going to say bello yacht, bello. And for amico, we're going to use bell'amico. If we had yacht in the sense of many yachts, plural, we would have said belli yacht. Okay? One final challenge. We have amiche and zaino. Okay? 10 seconds to choose the right form of bello. Starting now. Okay, tempo scaduto. So amiche is a plural feminine noun. So we're going to choose belle, belle amiche. And zaino, just like yacht, it's part of those groups of verbs that starts with specific combinations of letter, which require bello. So bello, zaino. Let's review what we've learned about the adjective bello. As I was saying, bello means beautiful, and it has 7 different forms. The singular forms are bel, bello, bella, and bel apostrophe. For example, un bel naso, a beautiful nose, un bello studente, a beautiful student, una bella studentessa, a beautiful female student, and un bell'albero, a beautiful tree. The plural forms of bello are bei, begli, and belle. For example, dei bei gioielli, some nice jewels, dei begli studenti, some beautiful students, delle belle studentesse, some beautiful female students. Eccoci alla fine di questo video. Thank you so much for watching this SIP video. I hope you enjoyed our study, investigation, and practice method. Io sono Maurizio, and I'll see you again very soon for another video here at the Coffee Break Italian Club. In the meantime, happy coffee breaking!
Grazie mille, Maurizio. Just a little explanation there. Rosalind, you were saying that the subtitles are wrong. The subtitles have got nothing to do with us. That's just a Facebook setting if you have got Facebook subtitles turned on automatically. So, of course, in our videos, we are speaking both in English and in Italian. So Facebook can't really cope with that, and it will probably try to approximate Italian words into English words. And yeah, they will be wrong. So we would always suggest you don't watch with subtitles. They are nothing to do with us. We don't create the subtitles that are being shown there. So I hope that helps to explain there. But I hope ultimately that we've all learned something about how to use bello in all its forms. And that trick about reminding yourself of the definite article and thinking about how the definite article works and then applying that to bello should hopefully help you work out how to use bello in the particular time that you need it. And it's also important to remember the changes that happen to words that you would normally think that you would lose. For example, degli amici, some friends, but because you put begli in the middle, then the degli becomes dei. Maurizio explained that in the video. Let me know in the comments if you've learned something new. That's always great if you can learn a little bit of new stuff every day. Or indeed, if some of this was review for you, that's always good again because you're consolidating what you already know and taking your learning forward a little bit. But perhaps there was an item of vocabulary in Maurizio's examples that was new to you. It's great to know what you are finding useful, what you're learning as we go through these videos together. Now, Caroline saying, just missed this, is it on replay? Yeah, you'll be able to catch up, Caroline, don't worry. Rosalind saying, I'd never heard of bay. So there we go, a new word for you. And Lucy's giving us a great example, una bella lezione. Joy saying, great to be reminded of these. Neo saying, thank you, it was good, I'm in Pescara, lucky you. Howard, un bel ripasso. Benissimo, grazie mille. So this, as I said, is part of our Coffee Break Club. The club, our on-demand library of video lessons. And I'm just going to show you the Coffee Break Club now. This is our website here, the Coffee Break TV website. And you can see there's a featured video here. It's a new translation challenge video from Maurizio. We've got the videos that we've been watching already. And then our latest videos here. And most popular videos in the club at the moment. That one is particularly popular. Our translation challenge, a special edition of our translation challenges with Francesca that was published on the 1st of April. So you can take from that what you want. And we have a whole load of other videos here. If we scroll down to the Coffee Break Italian videos and click on See All, then you'll see the full collection here of all of the videos that we have. So lots of SIP videos like what we've been looking at today. There's the adjective bello. We've got stare plus gerund, so a really good review of that. Reflexive verbs with Francesca, reflexive verbs in the passato prossimo, more SIP, oops, I didn't mean that, more SIP videos available to you to work through. Then lots of the Dove mi trovo oggi, where you're guessing the mystery location. So you can see all of these here. And you'll see that some of the videos are slightly longer. So some of the SIP ones, 14:23, Serpenti Veggenti, that looks a little bit scary, that one, 12:45. And some of the shorter videos, 6:27 and so on. But ultimately, you can decide what you want to learn, when you want to learn it, how long you've got. So if I've got 10 minutes today, I can look at this selection of videos, and any one of these I can fit into 10 minutes. And imagine what we normally do in 5 or 10 minutes, we can very easily waste 5 or 10 minutes. So doing some Italian lessons and having something ready to watch in those 5 or 10 minutes is very useful. And you don't need to worry about what it is you're going to do, because all of these will take your Italian on a little bit further. Now, the other important thing to say about the club is that the club also provides access to the French, German and Spanish videos. So with a club membership, you can access every one of our videos here in the Coffee Break Club. And that way you can improve not only your Italian skills, but your French, German and Spanish skills too, if you're learning those languages or if you fancied dabbling in some of those languages. Now, there is a monthly cost for the club. It's $19.99. We sell the club in dollars because it's an American-based platform that we're using. You can pay for a month subscription with $19.99 per month, or a quarterly subscription with $44.99 per quarter. That's actually going up to $54.99 next week, so just be aware of that. And the yearly option, which we've just introduced, is $199.99 for your first year. Now, crucially, this week there is 30% off all of these prices for your first payment. So your first month with 30% off, or your first quarter with 30% off, or your first year with 30% off. And needless to say, the annual fee is the cheapest there at $140 with your 30% off. Now, we've been doing some surveys with our club members just in the past couple of weeks, and here are some comments. So the club makes learning fun. I feel like I'm learning with friends and I feel part of a community, from one of our club members. Someone else has said, the coffee break method of dedicating just a few minutes a day to language instead of big blocks of time has been life-changing and so accessible to me. The Coffee Break TV app helps me get in more learning than I otherwise would. My goal is to use it daily so I can get a good balance between grammar, vocabulary and other fun videos. So imagine having the Coffee Break app, the Coffee Break TV app on your phone, and having a language lesson ready to go if you're stuck waiting for a bus, or if you have 5 minutes spare, you can do something useful in those 5 minutes with the Coffee Break Club. So, just a reminder, $19.99 monthly, $44.99 quarterly, or $199 annually. And to take advantage of this, go to coffeebreaktv.com and use the coupon code SPRING30 to join the club. So, Lucy's saying, grazie mille ancora, non vedo l'ora a cominciare il club. Benissimo. We look forward to having you in the club, Lucy. Thank you so much. If you have any questions about the club, simply get in touch with us. You can contact us on team@coffeebreaklanguages.com and we'll get back to you. Caroline's asking, when does the 30% offer expire? Sunday evening. So this Sunday evening, the 30% offer will no longer be valid after Sunday evening. So take advantage of it before then. We're hopefully going to do another live on Sunday just to round everything off and to answer any questions you may have about the club and provide some more examples. But I'm going to leave you with just a little taster of the club. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for joining us over the past few days. And of course, thank you to Maurizio for the video today. Grazie mille e alla prossima. Ecco un po' del club.
Hola a todos.
Halli, hallo.
Salut tout le monde.
Ciao!
Moi, c'est Max.
Soy Annabelle. I'm Francesca.
My name is Olivera, and today we'll be doing some translations together.
I'm Mark, and today we're doing some reading with Francesca.
Today we have another video de vocabulario.
And today we have another postcard to read together.
Today's topic is how to say my, your, his, and her in French.
In this video, I have a grammar point for you, and it's the near future.
Our text today is about a Kartoffelquarantäne, so a potato quarantine.
The Coffee Break Club is based around 3 simple questions. What do you want to learn today? Perhaps you want to review your French grammar or learn about German culture. Then, which kind of activity would you like? A reading text, some listening practice, or a factual video? And the final question is, how long is your coffee break? Whether you want a quick 5-minute cultural text or a longer review of grammar, there's something for you in our library of learning content on the Coffee Break Club. And we're adding new videos all the time. Join the Coffee Break Club on Coffee Break TV. Visit coffeebreaktv.com today.